Hey guys, Matt Dexter with UserCreatedContent down here at the Mass Effect 3 midnight launch. Wow, it's actually crazy here. There's probably about 300 people lining up to actually have the copies of their game signed by Bioware designers. So let's check it out. So we are down at the midnight launch for Mass Effect 3. I'm standing here with Preston Watamaniuk, the lead designer on the entire series, or for Mass Effect 3?
I've been the lead designer for all 3 games, yeah.
For all 3 games. Now, out of all 3 games that have been released, have you guys held midnight launches for all of them? How rare is this event, and what's happening here?
I think we started doing midnight launches for Mass Effect 2, but this one is really like amazing. Like, we've got so many fans that have come out to support the game. It's really, really nice to see. Most pre-orders in North America. We've got other events running in LA, Chicago, Boston. We've got an event running here in Edmonton, and to be fair, it's amazing that we're doing this event because, you know, the studio's based in Edmonton. A lot of guys live here. They've lived here their whole life. It's really nice to be able to come out and get all the support from the community.
What does it mean to these guys who've been working for the last how many months on perfecting Mass Effect 3 and completing the vision that Bioware has been crafting for like the last 7 years, to be able to come down, release it tonight, and actually get to put it right into the hands of the fans and actually sign some copies for them and get that one-on-one connection?
It feels really special to be able to come out and meet the people that love the game so much that they're willing to come out at midnight, on a work night, on a school night, or whatever, to play this game and enjoy the game from the moment they can. It just feels really good after working on this series for 8 years to be able to meet the people that are going to enjoy the game the most.
Absolutely, and there's so many people just excited to break into those opening seconds of Mass Effect 3 and load up their character and jump right into it right away. As lead designer, can you tell me about some of the work that you've done on Mass Effect 3? I guess what development was like and why these fans are so excited.
Well, it was a really amazing project because basically coming off Mass 2, that we'd had a very successful project. Mass Effect 3 was basically about taking everything we'd done in Mass Effect 2 and making it better. And it was really a really good project in that way because combat got better, more agile Shepard, better gunplay, better powers, better progression, better RPG elements. We were able to do that because we were able to build off the success of Mass Effect 2. Really hard project for the team. They worked super hard on this. I'm very proud of all the work that everyone has done, and I really hope that the fans enjoy it.
Absolutely. So what is it about Mass Effect that brings you guys out with the costumes? Obviously it's science fiction, fits in with that, but...
Well, costuming is something we love to do, and Mass Effect is a game that we love. So Bioware is having a release party for Mass Effect 3, 3 hours away from us. It seemed like the logical thing to do. Build some costumes and head on up.
Absolutely. What's been the reaction to you guys so far tonight? A lot of people stopping to talk to you?
Oh yes, people love seeing characters in costume.
What do you guys think of Bioware for putting on a launch event of this caliber?
Awesome.
It's incredible. It's awesome that it's so close to us and that we can make it here too.
Hey gamers, this is Corey Sadamo from UCC reviewing new Mass Effect Infiltrator for the iOS devices. Developed by Iron Monkey Studios, the same studio to develop Dead Space and Meer's Edge for iOS, Mass Effect Infiltrator has you playing as Randall, a rogue Cerberus operative who discovers that the aliens he brings in are being used for some grisly experiments. Virtual sticks control Randall and the camera as he walks around, but when the action kicks off, things tighten up. Stand next to cover and he ducks into it. Now, swiping left to right, he'll automatically move from cover to cover. It's through this mechanic that you move onward. Enemies within enemy range can be tapped to target them, making Randall pop out and start firing. You then guide your shots with your right thumb using the right side of the screen. Biotic powers are on the top part of the screen when you pull out menu. Everything is touch-based. You don't really get the freedom of a full third-person shooter, unlike Iron Monkey's previous game, Dead Space. The game employs a swipe-tap-aim mechanic that relies on you getting in and out of cover quickly and emphasizes fast action over tactical combat. There's a bit of movement with the left virtual stick, but most of the time you'll be moving from cover to cover when the fighting starts. Iron Monkey Studios has done a pretty good job at bringing the Mass Effect feel to the iOS. Everything from the sound effects, characters, enemies, and environment feels like Mass Effect. Their graphics are quite impressive and really show off the capabilities of, say, an iPhone 4S or iPad 2. The game does have its cons, though. The dialogue and voiceovers is absolutely atrocious, and is so poorly written that it's an embarrassment for the Mass Effect franchise.
Stop that. Bad AI.
Lockdown rescinded. Security restored. Have a nice day.
Better. Won't last long. She'll wake up soon. Ultra Defense Intelligence. Cerberus Project. Director's Pet AI.
Anali, I didn't know you cared. Where's my damn teleporter already?
The game seems to be focused more on the action and combat than actually even having a story involved or even caring about any comparable voiceovers. The combat as well has some flaws. The weapons feel very limited in range. This basically forces you to use the cover system to move up and advance on the enemy. The shotgun, for example, only works in super tight, close range, and feels a little off. As well, the shoot, tap, aim gameplay mechanic where you touch between each enemy does feel a little jarring and can get a little chaotic when there's a lot of enemies on screen. Expect to have a few times being frustrated as you just try to tap on the enemy being shot at from every direction. The developers do try to break up the game by displaying a reward screen after each combat scenario. This screen rewards you on your effectiveness in combat and gives you points as well as credits for in-game purchases. Now that does sound good for a stop-and-play feel for an iOS game, but the award screen basically pops up after each combat scenario, so it really does break up the pacing, I feel. Also gone are all the choices you make in dialogue in Mass Effect. Instead, you're given a scene every once in a while where you have to choose a Renegade or Paragon decision. Mostly this involves whether or not to shoot and kill someone. Overall, this is a not bad third-person shooter for the iOS. It's just not a good Mass Effect game. There hardly is a story involved in this, and the voiceovers and dialogue is just terrible. Terrible. The graphics are stellar, and the combat is fluid, but I don't see this game having legs, as the combat does feel a little repetitive. Overall, it's a decent pick-up-and-play shooter, and I would recommend for anyone out there who is looking for a solid shooter for the iOS device. But if you're just looking for the next Mass Effect game, then I would definitely say skip this one. Mass Effect Infiltrator is available now at the App Store for a launch price of $6.99.
Offline, Randall.
Director?
Yes, she's volunteered for an accelerated testing program. Anali is aligning with our long-term goals. Cerberus is moving forward.
I'm Commander Shepard.
That's happening down here at the NewGame?
Well, I've heard it described as a pop cultural phenomenon in print, in Forbes magazine, no less, and various other publications. So, yeah, it's really impressive. I knew this was going to be pretty big, but it's really great to see what's happening. You know, with the whole Twitter campaign that's been going all day. I've retweeted a bunch of really great-looking, photoshopped images of the Reapers attacking various areas of the Earth. So, I'm just really impressed with the whole thing.
Yeah, all this SOCOM stuff today was just super fun to kind of
yeah.
follow along. What does it mean to you to be able to come down to the midnight launch and actually get to meet and greet a lot of the local fans out here tonight?
Well, I think it's great. I mean, I've had the opportunity to go to a couple of conventions, of course, and so I've got a chance to meet and interact with fans. But for it to be here in Edmonton, where BioWare is based, where I'm based, where I live, it's really rewarding.
Could you tell me a bit about what you're actually going to be doing down here come midnight when people are getting run through the tills?
Well, I think I'm basically going to be stationed at a table with some Sharpies, and we'll sign things for people. When I was in, the MegaCon most recently, I signed everything from copies of the games to action figures to Zippo lighters to people's shoes to custom-made Mass Effect costumes. So, yeah.
And there's definitely a few of those out here today. I don't know if you saw some of them.
I have seen a couple of them. I saw some people walking in with their disassembled Commander Shepard armor that I assume they're putting on now. I saw some alien makeup. I saw a couple of Thanes out there, and so I'm looking forward to seeing what everybody comes up with. I have to say that the bank that holds my mortgage is very disappointed that the series is coming to an end. But
is that a bit of a spoiler that you won't be doing anymore?
Well, I believe it has been announced by BioWare that Mass Effect 3 is the conclusion of Shepard's story, that the first trilogy will belong to Shepard. Given the fact that they've spent so much time and effort creating such a fully realized, rich, fictional universe, I think you're going to see more Mass Effect games, certainly. It's been an honor to be Commander Shepard. I'm a very small part of a very large and intricate machine, and it's great to be a cog in that machinery. It's something that I certainly would never have dreamed of in my wildest imaginings. But the fact that I get to be Commander Shepard, and Commander Shepard is a character that a lot of people really care about. Of course, I share that honor with Jennifer Hale, who does the female Commander Shepard. It's been over 5 years for me, actually, because I was actually working on the game before I was cast as Shepard. I was designing alien sound sets and things like that for the game. And when I was asked to audition for the role of Commander Shepard, I didn't think there was a hope in hell that I would get it. But here I am. For a long time, I did my first game with them back in 1999. And so just to see the level of quality, it's always been a quality company. It's always produced great games. But of course, with advances in technology, you're just looking at such an interactive experience, something that really affects a lot of people. And again, just a real honor to be a part of it. A pretty full-time job for like the last year. Any time that I wasn't doing a play or another project, I do a lot of things that I write myself. So obviously, I want to make time for those kind of things. This Mass Effect has really, I guess, opened a few doors that I must knock on. And for my own nerdy advantage, I now get to go to conventions and sign autographs. And hey, I would have paid to go to conventions, so to get to go to as a guest is a treat for me.
So obviously, I was very excited to come down to EB Games tonight for the midnight launch of Mass Effect 3. Could you tell me why you guys decided to come down in costume and kind of how this came about?
Originally, it was a Halloween idea we did a couple months ago, and then pictures through word of mouth. We somehow got the word, and friends invited us down. They're like, "Oh, sure, it'd be a great idea for you guys to come on for the release. You guys look great at Halloween. Maybe you can dust off those old costumes and do it again." And this is a great opportunity to get to wear them one more time before it hits the shelf.
What does the launch of Mass Effect 3 mean to you? Obviously, you guys, like myself, have been playing Mass Effect since 2007, been following this story to now. How excited are you guys for this game?
Extremely excited. The war was what they're building up for in the first one, and you wanted to see it in the second one, but I'm glad they did it in a third installment to keep everyone coming back. The trailers make it look amazing. I can't wait to play the game.
So how about you guys?
Most well-written game I've ever played. Epic space opera it's been described as, and I couldn't put it any better.
Yeah, I'm just glad to take some time off of building costumes last month and just relax and play some video games for a while.
Yeah, next week is video gaming.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, what do you guys think of BioWare for putting on such a fantastic launch event and signing copies of the game and meeting and greeting you guys?
Amazing for a local company to do that. I mean, some people are like, "Oh, are you sure it's going to be that big?" I'm like, the company's based out of Edmonton, so I think it should be pretty fun. So.